So welcome to KSL Day 6, the final day of the group stages here, or the group matches. We've got 4 new matches for the KSL, which will be leading into the round of 8, which goes from the group stage setting to a bracket setup, which is partially set up already. I don't want to spoil it because I might mess up with who's going and who's not, but basically today we're going to be watching the Rock and Pusan, Larva and Movie, Hero and Jaehoon, and Piano and Free. And if we were to look at the other guys, I can tell you some guys who have already made it to the finals, and then we'll get into this game. So Quanro and Bisu already in it, which means that, spoiler, these guys are fighting for pride, Pusan and Rock. So it is what it is, but not really a spoiler, but if you've been following along, you'd be like, oh, well, these guys are already out. And then we've got, I think the others might be spoilers. The only other one that's not a spoiler is Free is moving on, and Zero are already moving on, and Mind. So those guys are already moving on. But let's get into it. Pusan with a almost 60% win rate against Protoss. I missed looking at Rocks. It's a 37% win rate. My God, this guy is in rough shape these days. They're going to be playing on Avalon. Did I build my own rig? Yeah, I did. You mean my computer? Where did you find my computer pictures? Did I link them? But yeah, I did. Or do you mean the pub? Yeah, that's real too, so it's hard. I'm not sure what you mean. All right, let's get into it. Avalon, not really need to talk about stats of PvP on Avalon because it's a mirror match. We could probably say they're 100% win rate PvP. Ho ho! It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, the computer. Yeah, I built that. It's all built by hand, water cooled. It's the beautiful Corsair. What is it? The I forget which. It's not the 800D. It's the one up. It's the biggest one that they have. The 900D, whatever. It's the ginormous one. I love it. So much space to work in it. It's great. So looks like we've got Pusan in white. Let's not mess up the names for the entire game this time like I did last time. But looks like we've got Pusan in white in the, where was it? Well, they're not going to show me now. I'm not going to say anything else until I see the map here. I don't want to mess up who's who, like I did the last game. Pusan is white in the bottom right. You know what? We're going back real quick because I wasn't paying attention. So, who do they go to first? And then I'll skip back ahead. Red Protoss is Rock. Okay, cool. So Rock's going to be in the top left here, and Pusan in the bottom right. White versus red blood, or red blood cells versus white blood cells. And the white blood cells have the advantage statistically here, as the white blood cells have a 60% win rate, whereas the 40% win rate of the red blood cells. So Rock is probably not the favored one here. It looks like both players are going to go 2 gates, so we're going to see some zealot on zealot action, which is awesome. Definitely micro intensive. Probably have a couple of probes involved in this battle. And Pusan starting up the harassment early, but it looks like he did not get the favorable exchange of that probe-on-probe action. Everything's going to be X on X, by the way, because it's a mirror. So, and he might get. No, he's not going to get a kill. These guys get excited over less than what I do, and I get overexcited. I get excited a lot, overexcited a lot, for that matter. Looks like we've got the first zealot out on the field for each player. Pusan is actually moving out across the map. Rock is too. I thought he was staying in his base for a moment there. So they're going to clash in the center, unless one decides to play something, do something funky and move around the center. But no, they are going to have an encounter in the center, which is 1 hit and on their way. Pylon block to block off a couple of the minerals. And you know what's interesting? That pylon block is not to trap probes. That one is literally just to make them have to go the longer way around, which will add up. It will cause them some hassle here. Ooh, the Zealot manages to get in. That's a little sloppy by Rock here. And Rock's going to see what's going on in the base. Here, he could have had... Oh, man, he could have had 3 probes trapped in that little quadrant over there. But it looks like he is not focusing on that at the moment. Another probe is going over there. 2 probes, actually, for Rock for some reason. Oh, no, that's Pusan. It's coming back. My bad. I'm not colorblind, apparently. So, yeah, we've got 1 Zealot in the base. That pylon is still causing some havoc here. It looks like it's really only causing distance mining for 1, but sort of 2. He does get a kill on that Zealot. He's gonna get... No, he doesn't get a second one. He can't get him. He can't get him. And it's 5 Zealots to 1 now, so that Zealot is not long for ire. So... he may be turning into a Dragoon soon. Looks like we've got a gas deal from Rock against Pusan, which that's a little annoying. Pusan does go for his expansion. Rock does the same. Rock's is a little bit behind, but I'm not sure it'll matter at the moment. And Pusan doing a great job keeping that Zealot alive, although 1 more hit and he is dead. The assimilator is now going down in the base of Pusan. And it looks like Rock's got his own assimilator, and that gas tech will be slightly ahead. Still doesn't get a second kill on that Zealot, but he is continuing to harass, and that's going to distract Rock, who only has about 40 APM to work with as it is, being that he's the worst in the Pro League. So anything that Pusan can do here to distract him could add up over time into some sort of advantage for him. He did get to distract the mining time for a little bit, but at the cost of a pylon. I think he probably got enough value out of it to make that really worthwhile, considering that it was there for a good couple of minutes. I mean, it's debatable, but it's at the very least, it is like it's that mental game, though. The thing that just puts you on tilt, like he stole my assimilator 3 times. GG, I'm out. Forget this. Forget it. I'm done. You know, that feeling of despair. Rock's going to go knock on the front door of Pusan. Pusan is there to greet him in full. He goes, no Jehovah Witness harassment for you. And he's got a couple extra zealots here to out-micro whatever the Rock can send over to him right now. It's going to be 6-on-6 in the very near future. That zealot is still alive in the base of Rock, by the way, for Pusan. And he's going to get another probe! Wow! But he does finally get taken out by a probe. And the probe's got to kill. Sweet. But so that's a beautiful thing right there. You just saw preservation. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm sure I'll think of the word that I was looking for. What? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. This is gonna bother me all night. He refused to give up. I'm like Porky Pig. Like, yeah, he didn't want to give up. So that's awesome though to see. Put a lot of effort into just keeping that zealot alive, and all of that effort, he prevailed. That's all I wanted to say was prevailed. He didn't give up. Managed to take out another probe after all that attack. Now we've got a big battle actually out on the front door of Pusan, but it looks like Pusan is getting the way better exchange here and takes out all of the zealots of Rock, who's forced to back up, and this is a huge gain in position for Pusan. I mean, this is going to put Rock way behind as he loses all of his zealots, and it looks like he doesn't have any major tech coming up at the moment either. Oh no, he does. He's got his robo. He also appears to be getting range for his goons. I'm curious if he's going to go observer or shuttle here. Robo support bay for Pusan, so Pusan is definitely going reverse. There's no doubt about it. I'm not sure if he's got range on his goons yet. I should have paid more attention in the small battle. We are going to see an observatory coming out for Rock. Not very aggressive, and considering he's behind, so this could work out if he picks off the shuttle. But if he doesn't, he's going to be way behind. We've got an observatory out for Pusan as well. That shuttle, I'm not sure what that shuttle's gotten it. It might just be a zealot drop, and then he'll come back home to harass at the natural expansion, and then just bring the shuttle back for a reaver shortly after, which is what I would expect to happen anyway, based on how early he sent that shuttle out. And man, slow shuttle is slow. Takes forever to get across there. Now it looks like Rock's got a pretty good force actually at his base hanging out. And I don't think Pusan's going to be able to break this with what he was sending over. It's a pretty small force actually compared to what Rock has. But beautiful job baiting out the forces. And now he's going straight on the Nexus. Wow! Beautiful bait and switch here. Totally draws all of the forces for Rock back. Look at Rock's face. He's like, oh no! Oh no! I'm going to lose it. I'm not going to make it. He's in the red. No, he's in the yellow. He's in the red. He's going to go down. He cannot save this. There is no way. And bam! And oh no. The look of utter disappointment on Rock's face. And Pusan just looking chill like, no, I took out a Nexus. And now, Riva is out. Riva. So, two Reavers are out actually for that matter. Pusan is in a strong position here. It's going to be difficult for Rock to come back. It looks like Pusan's got his third base up and running fully as well, and a nice cannon defense going up right in front of that ramp. And a cannon in the back because he realizes that he could fall prey to the same attack, the same tactic, if the Rock decides to go for it, and he might, out of desperation. Real curious what's in that shuttle right now. I've got the hiccups again. That's fantastic. It's like I don't get them all day. As soon as I start talking on in front of people online, hiccups. I don't know why they're highlighting pylons, but they are. Rock's got pretty decent force, to be honest. Hold on one sec, guys. All right, should be good. Hey, Owapa, good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a good night. Looks like the Rock is heading back to his base. He smells something coming his way, but it looks like there is nothing actually of worth to be running back there for. Maybe he's just in panic mode at this point. It looks like he's just scrambling. And really, he is desperate. If he can catch a free shuttle off guard, that would be huge in swinging things back into his favor. But at the moment, Pusan's sitting pretty. He's ahead in economy after taking out a Nexus that Rock just could not defend in time. And really, Rock's the one who's got to make a move here. Pusan's sending out what appears to be a probe to get another... No, it's a Zealot. Looks like he's just going to use it as a scout to check for any shuttles that might be heading around the back way without having to use an observer over there. Which is good. Good spotting tactic for sure. And at this point, Rock's starting to try to posture a bit out on the main field. Still staying on his side of the map. So it continues to be a high school dance over here. Boys on the left, girls on the right. Don't cross over. We've got some observer spotting observer action, which is not going to do much of anything. It's not like they can take out the observers even if they wanted to at the moment. And Zealot's just continuing to scout around and check for any hidden expansions, because that is one of the few things that could get Rock back into this game. And Pusan is now moving out. He's breaking the peace treaty here, and he's going to head in. And we've got a contingency of forces of the Rock spread way, way out. It looks like he may be going for a flank here. I don't know how this is going to work out for either player. Zealot's in the front. Goon's in the front. Flank coming around the back. Reavers are down. Big Reaver hit. Wow. One Reaver goes down for... Pusan still has a Reaver up. The Reaver for Rock goes down, and Pusan is overpowering the Rock right now. He is like paper to the Rock, smothering him. And I don't think the Rock is going to be able to handle this much longer. He's going to lose that front base there, that second natural expansion, and you can see it in his eyes. He's all but done here. He's going to lose that Nexus. It goes down. Goons are coming from the backside to try to clean up whatever they can. But with more Zealots streaming in to distract them from the back, and Zealots in the main base, he's defending with probes. He's lost another Nexus here. It is not looking good. Cannon's going to go down as well. He may hold on for a couple more minutes, but Templar are out now for Pusan. And again, he has had zero economic damage done to him this entire match. That's the second Nexus down for the Rock, and even Dwayne Johnson couldn't get out of this with those eyebrows. So fourth base going down for Pusan as well, sealing this economic lead, putting it in the books. The Rock gets a free observer. Not going to make much change there. Another Reaver is out and about trying to swing things back into his favor. +1 damage for Pusan as well. Going to make this even more of a difficult uphill. And if you didn't know, rocks don't typically roll uphill. They just roll downhill. They're going to keep rolling downhill until they stop moving. So I'm not sure where that analogy is supposed to go or how it ends up other than at the bottom of the hill. But anyway, it looks like the rock is going to rebuild that base outside. I'm not sure if it'll be done before Pusan decides to move back in. More upgrades on the way. Rock couldn't afford them if he wanted them, and I'm sure he does want them. Well, a lot of Zealots on the field, which are not going to do too well against the Reavers here for Pusan. Although, does Pusan... Yeah, Pusan still got some Reavers. And he's got Storm, so... and it looks like Storm is not going to be what the Rock goes for as he transforms into some Archons here. 4 Templar and a variety of other things. And here we go! It looks like Pusan is ready to move in once again. Rock is out of position again with probably his double Archon drop. I'm assuming he's in there. It looks... No, he's still got the Archons back home, which will be good against the Zealots. But here we go! Zealots and Zealots meeting for battle in the middle over here. We've got Storms ready to go in. The first one goes down. It looks like he's going to capture 4 or 5 units with that Storm, and another Storm on the way. They're getting a little clumped up here, which can be difficult for the Templar to get some good shots. Good Reaver play, though, by Rock. He's going to take out a lot of those Zealots right there. But Storm goes down on the Reavers, and the shuttle goes down. He can't pick it up, and it looks like the first Reaver is down. Archon being morphed in for Pusan, and Pusan has got this game in the bag. He just has to take out that other Reaver, and it looks like well he's backing off. Actually, I thought he could have moved in with that, and for whatever reason, Rock's still got 2 Archons hanging out in the main base. I don't know what he's looking for. We got a woman. Everybody, quick, look at the woman watching video games. Important. She had that little infinity tattoo on her finger. I wonder what that means, other than infinity, or maybe forever. But why? Why does she have it? Pusan continues to stream in units here to the middle grouping, and it looks like he's going to regroup for another attack. Those 2 Reavers actually saving the day here at the moment for Rock. It looks like Pusan is having a difficult time breaking his way up that ramp. This time it looks like he's trying to put the Templar a little bit further up on the front lines here. We should see another good Storm. First Reaver hits going down, taking out a lot of Zealots. Beautiful Storm, though, catching a lot of clumsy Dragoons. First Archon goes down. First Reaver goes down. Second Archon goes down. And now it's down to the last Reaver, who goes down to another Storm. And this is it. The Rock's got nothing left. It looks like Zealots and Dragoons are going to push through for the victory here for Pusan, unless he decides to move back once again and just rub it in the face. Another Reaver makes it onto the field. But wow, look at the number of Zealots streaming in here, and that Reaver isn't even being focused out by Pusan. He's just storming out the probes, and another shuttle comes out to try to micro it. But again, what is that? 12, 14 Zealots on the way, and Archons in the base again. There's just no way the Rock can come back from this. He's mined out in his main. Pusan's on 4 bases. He is just holding on till the bitter end, and GG. I can't scream like them today, by the way. Like I said, I've kind of lost my voice. So. All right, well played by Pusan. Unfortunately, that game was for pride more than anything else. The Rock looks crushed. Pusan looks quite happy with his performance. Giddy even. And I got to say, I feel a little bad for Rock. He went 0-3 this group. Actually, this round of 16 here. And I think he just gave him the finger, by the way. Like, sorry, dude. Oh, my nose is itchy. Sorry, Rock. So, all right. See you guys in game number 2. Welcome to game number 2. KSL Day 6. End of the group stages. This match is going to be Larva versus, I should have looked this up before I started. I do this every time. You guys are probably used to this by now. But Larva versus Movie, a PVZ. He's got a 0% win rate against P right now, which is interesting because every other Zerg has dominated their Protoss opponents. And Movie, on the other hand, is actually, I think, the only Protoss to have won against the Zerg. No, never mind. He's 0-2 as well. Who was the one who beat the Zerg? Maybe it was Free that beat Zerg. I forget. Even Bisu lost to Quanro, so I mean everybody's been struggling. Historically, he's got a 58% win rate against Zerg, though, so that's good to know. Larvas, did they show Larvas? That's movie again. Zero. Oh, that's exactly what I was looking at before. Looks like they're going to be playing on Fighting Spirit. Is that? No, that's not Fighting Spirit. Yeah, it is Fighting Spirit. So that'll be a fun match. Something that we've seen a lot of this map. For those of you who watched, who was it? Was it Sack or Jaehoon? We watched somebody playing on stream for a while, and they played every match they had. I think it was Jaehoon on Fighting Spirit on the Fish server for ladder. So very popular map, definitely well balanced, and I think we'll see a good game here. So let's get into it. How do I add these annoying faces? Oh, you just did, man. I have no idea how to add that, actually. She's the Clazzard of Booth Girls. Ugh. She's not for listening. Oh, you guys are dead on. It's funny. StarCraft. Hungry app with Kongdu. Here we go. Gore. They say that every time. Gore. I guess it's stylistic. I don't know. Alright, so what do we got? Well, we are in Fighting Spirit, as we talked about before. Larva is going to be the Zerg spawning in the bottom right of the map in yellow with his, I would call him, you know, very, very particular style of glasses over there that he wears every day. He's going up against Movie, the blue Protoss. Movie also looking emotionless. It's amazing how calm they look coming into this usually. Like, whereas if you remember, like, Jaehoon games, right? Jaehoon would always start like this, like, I'm gonna kill you, and like I'm going to come through the screen, and if there wasn't a booth between us, I would literally choke you to death and beat you that way, because I'd choke you to death, and then I'd beat you on StarCraft because you'd be a corpse, and corpses typically have low APM as well as a low heartbeat, so he can he always just has that aggression, whereas these guys, a lot of them, it's amazing how there's different mentalities coming into these as, stay calm, stay cool. But, you know, like, if you think about it, I can't personally play calm or feel calm if I'm trying to have high APM. High for me is like 100 in StarCraft 2, maybe 120 on, like, a good day. And I'm like, I have to have had, like, 2 cups of coffee and just be feeling intense, whereas these guys, they're at probably, you know, 300 APM, and they're just like, and it's like, what? How do you do that? I don't know. I guess that's why they're the pros, though. But you know, really staying calm and avoiding tilt is paramount in pro games under pressure when you've got an audience watching you. If you can set aside that anxiety and that adrenaline, you probably have more clarity. Is that guy eating a sandwich? You've been caught! You're a tuna eater, I know it! Put that sandwich back. We told you, don't bring your own food into the movie theater. Yet here you are, caught red-handed with white bread, of all things. Do you know how many bugs that are going to be in this stadium for the next people that come in? Unfortunate. Whoa! What is going on here? Are we gonna see a cannon? We're gonna see a cannon rush. We've got drones coming off the line, and wow, he cancels it. Actually, kind of a cool play there. I'm not sure if he was just trying to draw probes off or drones off the line to begin with, and it looks like it worked. And Larva looks a little perturbed by that. And Movie's like, all part of the plan. 2 probes for 6 drones, worth. So anyway, Larva's in fine condition, though. Obviously, there's no cannon going down. I think Movie probably would have thrown down a cannon if he had the opportunity, and maybe then he could have blocked it off with a pylon or what have you. But yeah, that's definitely, you could see the look on Larva's face that he had a slight rush of worry for a second there. Lings are out on the field. They're going to try to chase down that probe for about a half hour. It's not going to happen until they get speed, most likely. Movie should be able to keep that alive anyway. And the third base goes down. And again, I call this the hidden third every time, but I've been corrected multiple times that it's not really a hidden third, but it still feels like a hidden third to me. I'm going to say it. It just does. Just how I am, man. It feels like a hidden third. And, I mean, really, the reason I keep looking at it as a hidden... I mean, sure, it's likely for a Zerg to get a third, but we haven't seen Protoss scouting them often, which is why it feels like a hidden third. And it looks like Movie is going to scout. He's not going to see it in the 6 o'clock location. We'll see if he makes his way over to the 7 o'clock location to see if he can find that. Lair getting morphed in for Larva. And oh my god, this tea is so good. It's like mango passion fruit, something or other. I should try it. I'm not sure he saw that, actually. It looks like he's going to back out of there, though. And the first Zealot is on the field. It looks like he did spot it, and he's going to head down to the bottom left with that Zealot and probably that probe. The probe allows him to 2-hit Lings, which is very beneficial. The probe actually is going to draw the Lings away from the Zealot, which is kind of interesting, but a nice round coming out for the Lings around that probe, and so he's going to be taken down. Now that one Zealot is not going to hold up very long against these Lings unless he can get in a really good position between a couple of mineral patches or something like that. It looks like Larva has sniffed out this plan a bit, and he is looking for Zealots, hunting for Zealots. He smells them, he just can't find them, and it looks like he's going to find it now as his Lings are in pretty close proximity to the Zealot. And that drone just trying to delay for ever so short amount of time until the Lings are able to come in and finish it off. Looks like he is able to get in a nice spot over here. Oh no, never mind. He gets pretty much a full surround. So that was a terrible location. I didn't know if their Lings could fit in that little alcove there, but it looks like they could. Hey, Guangsu, good to see you, man. It's all the Korean plastic surgery. Are you talking about the white bread? Probably. 4th hatchery down for the Zerg player, so it looks like we're going to continue to see heavy Ling and Muta play for the foreseeable future. Actually, there's a 5th hatchery down as well, it looks like, or unless that's a Hydralisk den. It is on the creep. And a 4th base going down for Larva as well. So he's going to be spread fairly thin, actually. He's got a lot invested into this. No, that is a hatchery. Wow. He's got 6 hatchery, guys. That's going to be a lot of Lings for him. Maybe he's trying to take a page out of Quanro's book here, who took down Bisu with a heavy Ling strategy earlier in the group stages. Actually, it was the Day 5 games. So it may work out for him. It looks like one Corsair out on the field going to do some harassment. Takes out a Overlord for free. But the Spire's done, so we should see some Scourge coming out. Very standard play from the Protoss. We've got our Citadel, Templar Archives, and so we will see Corsair DT. There it is right now. He's got no kills on it, but it looks like Larva has seen the blur and knows that it's time to back out to avoid losing every single one of his Lings, one shot at a time. 3 Corsairs out on the field now. He got that number up surprisingly quickly, and he should be able to micro against these Scourge without too much of an issue. That Dark Templar gets a free sunken shot on him. It looks like he's probably spotted by Larva, but you never really know for sure. I would assume that he noticed because he's a pro. And Movie is starting to get ready for his 3rd base of his own. But really, the Zerg's in a pretty strong spot here. Looks like they've got a run-by, neutral, don't attack me, I won't attack you agreement going on for the Zealot scouting. And a run-by to take out a free Templar. That is huge. And now, a nice surround on that cannon as well. I mean, Lings typically don't do well against cannons, but when they get a good surround, they do. 1 probe has gone down, 2, 3. 3 probes down in this, 4 probes down in this attack as well. So huge gamble for Larva, paying off big time. Manages to get a Templar and 4 probes. That's huge for the cost of, what, 8 Lings? More Lings out of the field. We have a Hydralisk den as well. Looks like we're only going to see Scourge coming out of the Zerg base in terms of air units, which is, I think, a smart play, honestly. He took out a Corsair as well with 2 Scourge, so even the Corsair that are left on the field, not going to be super effective. Another surround coming in on the Zealots over here. Looks like he'll get 1 more Zealot. He's trying to take out that Forge. Archon being morphed in at this point for the Protoss player. He's going to lose his Forge before the upgrade can be completed. Oh, that is huge. I don't think he got +1. He did not get +1. And that is going to be incredibly upsetting and put Movie very far behind at this point in the game. Lurkers now being morphed in as well. Looks like 2 are on the way. We don't have a Robo and observers out on the field yet for Movie. And Movie, while trying to look cool as a movie star, is not really feeling that way, I'm sure. I think he's starting to feel pretty tense over here, as he's going to be going up against Lurker Tech now. And there is nothing that he can do to actually defend against it. And because of that, he's pushing out, but he's going to be very disappointed when he moves in only to find Lurkers on the field. Mass Scourge coming out. Take out 2, it looked like, Corsairs. Almost gets a third one. Actually does land 1 hit on it. And a couple more Scourge are out there to try to facilitate that. 2 Archons out on the field. He knows he's really going to need to get some level of... oh, beautiful. I think he just tried to splash damage his Zealot onto that Lurker, and it did not work out. Lynx go in and find out that there is a base at the 3 o'clock position. He may set up for a larger run by in the not-too-distant future. It's interesting. No more Corsairs being made at this point, and it looks like Larva is in a really strong spot here. Another 2 hatcheries going down, and we're going to see some Super Zerg in action in the next few minutes here as this gets up and running. He's going to transition to Hive Tech here, starting to get his most likely melee and carapace upgrades. With the number of bases he has, he should feel comfortable in going... nice defense there at that base as well. He should feel comfortable going ultraless, honestly. 4 bases, 5 bases probably soon. And he's got good map vision, too, for that matter. Just a nice line out in the middle of what I would assume are Lings. Good defense at each base. And I'm really curious what is going through Movie's mind here. I mean, he's got Templar out, but where are the observers? He's going to struggle. Oh, right, he does have an observatory, so we should see them shortly. But he's going to struggle until he gets those out. Now, we do still have Scourge on the field, so the Scourge can deal with early observers as well in small numbers, if Movie's not careful. Queen's Nest is done, but it looks like Hive Tech is not being forced out at the moment. It would be awesome to see actual Queens and maybe spawn Broodlings going down. That's always... that's probably my favorite spell in the game. I used to love going Mass Queen and on like Big Game Hunters and just spawn Broodling tanks like crazy. So satisfying. Nice run by going on around here, or setting up for a flank. It looks like, actually the force of Movie is starting to get scary, and with just Lings, Larva is not going to be able to defend against this very easily. He was just going observer hunting over there. Looks like he's not going to find anything. A Templar gets taken down out on the field by some of those backup Lings, and it looks like the Lings are now going to go into the main base as well. First Storm goes down. He's going to target the Lurkers. It looks like he does hit 1. He's going to hit another 2 at the same time. No Lurkers go down, though, at all, and I'm not sure if he's got any more Storm left after that. Lings out on the field, and they're going to get some free Templar here. Oh, that is horrible for Movie. Huge losses incurred, and he must have lost his observer because that Lurker is still up and running, and Movie is in trouble. Not targeting down the Templar. Looks like he's just going to fight out with the Zealots. He's got enough Lings to just surround and do that. He takes out 1 Templar, 2 Templar, and the rest of those Zealots at the front base. And there's only 1 cannon there. He's going to be able to surround this without much of an issue, take that out as well. He does focus it down. I'm not sure if he gets it with the Zealots there, but we'll see. No upgrades still for the Protoss. That's how far behind he was put by losing that Forge earlier on. Now, he does have a semblance of a contain here, but with the 4 hatcheries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hatcheries on the bottom left, he's going to have so much Ling production that this small contingency is not going to do anything, and he takes out an observer. A little sloppy from Movie not paying attention up there. More Lings streaming in. Another Templar going down, where I would assume he's going to go down. No, it looks like Zealots are going to protect us for a little bit here as he continues to run him around. But no, more Lings are coming in. I'd love to see the upgrades on the Lings here. 10 kills on the Templar. Very good. DT out on the field as well. That's going to definitely help out. Finally gets his +1 attack. We've got +1 Carapace. And I would assume we'll see well, maybe he went +1 spikes after all. At this point, the Ling push is becoming much less effective as Movie starts to muster a defense here of DTs and Templar and Zealots and Cannons and oh my. But there are a lot of units here. Nidus Canal is here as well, so this contain has become meaningless as all units are now free to leave out of any base now that Larva's got that set up. And I would imagine he's considering a 5th base very shortly here. We have a Defiler Mound coming down as well. That's kind of interesting. So that means, I would assume it looks like Crack has been No, Crack's not done yet. It doesn't look like they've got the fast attack upgrade yet. 1-1 is done, so no, he was going melee upgrade, which makes sense. And really, Zerg is in a very strong position here. It looks like, he was thinking about going for a surround, but instead he's going to back off for now. He's instead going to take out the 4th base going down for Movie before he can get anything up and running. Free Nexus, that gets canceled before it can be taken out, so he can recoup some of the investment there. But again, he gets delayed, and this has been Larva's game plan here so far. And the strategy's been working out. It's been paying off as the Protoss is way behind in upgrades. Here's the 5th base now. Hatchery number, 9, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 9, at least. Unless he may have even made another one in the meantime. No, it's 9. So that is a lot of production. He can pump out a round of drones to fully saturate that base in one go as well. I'm not sure he'll do that. I'm not sure he needs to. And looks like he's considering taking out this last base, or taking for his own this base at the 6 o'clock position as well. So, looking pretty good. Yeah, I thought he was saving up for ultras too, but with the Filer Mound, it's hard to say. The +1 melee, +1 carapace also lends to ultras. It certainly makes me think that that's where he's going. And again, the base at the 12 o'clock location has been delayed by a group of Lings, who are also, now that it looks like they do have the Crackling upgrade, still not noticing an Ultraless Den anywhere. I'd love for them to check out the tech tree of the Zerg a bit more. But the Filers are out on the field, and that's going to be great for these Lings. He's got to have Crack upgrade by now. I can't imagine he wouldn't with the Filers out on the field. That's going to defend against, with the Lurkers as well, quite well. And here we go! Protoss pushing on the front base. We've got, there is the first of the Defiler action. We do have Reavers, though, and Reavers are very strong against Lurkers. It looks like, and very strong against Hydras, too. But he snipes the shuttle, which is huge, and he does get a few kills here with his Hydras. Big Force continuing to push in. The Reaver's still alive, but he's got a very nice sunken D going here, and those Dragoons are not able to do enough damage and break through here, and a huge force. Wow, look at the map. A huge contingency of forces coming in from behind. The Dark Swarm is still up. That's going to be very effective against everything but the Reavers here. He's going observer hunting as well. More Lurkers are joining the battle. Templar joining the battle. 6 of them out on the field, but just not enough Storm to take out everything and defend at the same time. And he loses the entire force. And he goes desperately for the middle base for some random reason, as he loses all of his forces. And he's now down to 3 bases against a 6-base Zerg, who still hasn't even gotten ultras. And he could. At this point, he could definitely afford them. I'm actually not sure what he's waiting for. Beautiful Lurker defense at each base. Gets his 10th hatchery up for some reason, because, it was totally necessary. He just has that much money, I guess, and he needs the Larva. Larva needs the Larva. And there we saw the brief sigh, and a second one, actually, of Movie, who realizes that this game is essentially over. Beautiful Storm on the Lurkers, and the Hydra Force over there doesn't take anything out. Actually, I think he missed that Lurker with that last Storm over there as well. And this is going to spell defeat very shortly for Movie. He gets one more Storm out, takes out that Lurker. Archons are on the way, but Cracklings are really going to make quick work of that base at the 3 o'clock with even with the Archons. A simple surround or two will certainly end this this battle here. Oh, Manor Hatch! Oh no, Larva. GG coming from Movie before any more Manor Hatches can be dropped. Oh, that was painful. Painful end for Movie. And Larva takes it. So Larva ends up at, let's see. Larva finishes his group at 1-2. So both him and Movie were fighting for 3rd place again. It looks like Larva is going to come in 3rd. Movie ends up 0-3, joining the Rock as the second Protoss to go 0-3 so far for the groups. And going home a little butthurt, I think, after that Manor Hatch. That was hatch number 11, by the way. Crazy number of hatches. And here we go for interview number 2. So YouTube, we'll see you in game number 3. GG! And here we go with game number 3. KSL Day 6 group stages. The 3rd time that you've heard me say that. Hero versus Jaehoon. ZVP, we see that the Hero win rate against Protoss, I've almost said Zerg, is 54%. He's going up against the man Jaehoon's here, who, by the way, he streams Brood War. You can find him on Team Liquid, so if you haven't seen it, go check him out. 37% win rate. I think it was Jaehoon we watched anyway. Was it Jaehoon or someone else? One of you guys are going to have to correct me at some point. But, yeah, definitely solid player. He was tearing up the ladder. He was ranked C. They must have just reset the season, and he was just ripping everybody. I think we watched him lose one game, maybe. So it was kind of entertaining. So let's get into it. What are they playing on today? Let's get to the map here. Looks like it's Demian. 3-player map. 3-player spawn, I should say. Same thing, 3-player map. And we're not going to talk too much about the map. If you've been following along, you already know that is main, natural, third, more likely third up here. You got a ramp over here, bigger opening over here, so it's a very wide area that we saw have some significance in a few of our games, making it difficult to really defend. It played more of an effect in games against Terran, but it could have an effect in a PvZ as well. So let's get right into it here. The intros continue. What are these guys talking about? Come on, where's this start? There we go. StarCraft! Hungry Amp Stars Leagues with Kongdu. Hero versus Jaehoon. Good luck to all, and to all, good night. Protoss screen. I think that means Protoss is favored to win this match. That's how it works, right? In the bottom left, we've got Hero, the man with 400 to 500 APM himself, the child of the league, who was 13 or 14 when he started playing as a professional. Did you see the reflection of the girl? That was incredibly distracting, by the way. It's the same girl! She's in both reflections. That's amazing. And here we have Jaehoon. I'm getting distracted by women. My bad. Jaehoon is a Protoss, spawning in the top right. I wonder who picks these headphones at, or do they all just happen to have the same headphones that they bring? Because I think we've seen a couple different colors, but they're definitely all the same headphones. They must just be sponsored here. Anyway, Jaehoon looking, sitting up very straight with great posture, unlike a lot of the other players that we've witnessed play so far. We'll see if that affects his gameplay at all. Zerg is scouting in the correct direction from the start, which is worth mentioning. Was it Sack? Was it Sack that we watched? I watched Jaehoon too. Maybe I just watched Jaehoon on my own, playing games on Fish on Team Liquid. But yeah, I mean, if you want to check them out, especially in the mornings, if you're in the U.S., you'll be able to watch them before they're going to bed. And oh, we got another woman. Quick, zoom in on the woman. 2 of them in the shot. That's like a record right there. It's not a complete sausage fest after all. Spawning pool going down, gateway going down. Very standard plays. No cheese incoming. The erection continues across the map. What the hell? It literally just looks like 2 balls. Yeah, you guys know the Austin Power scene that I'm referencing. It's getting worse. It's actually getting worse. The sack is starting to hang lower, that's all. It's upside down, but it's starting to have a little crook to it. And he's going to get the scout in very shortly. We do see an expansion going down for the Zerg player. This is incredibly inappropriate for our younger viewers. I apologize. This is why the stream is marked mature, by the way. And now it's gone. The phallic symbol has disappeared. Probe Scout, he is going to head out in the right direction. Obviously, he saw the Overlord, so he's going to know where he wants to go to find the Zerg player right away. Cybernetic score going down. Really nothing to note here. We do have a couple Lings out on the field. They're going to try to get a free probe. Not going to happen. Probe heads back. No, Probe just going to hang out in the base and mess around as long as he can, most likely. Which is typically what we see anyway. Protoss has got his gas going. Be curious if he goes straight to a Robo or gets his some sort of upgrade in the Cybernetic score. So we have seen +1 in the Cybernetic score, so I mean obviously you would get your Stargate first, but I'll be curious if he does go any early upgrades out of that. Zerg is going to continue on his way now that there's a high likelihood of a Dragoon coming out, but instead of a Dragoon, we are going to see the Stargate go down. Well, he might be making a Dragoon as well. So it's kind of hard to say because you can't really see what they're building. I do like... I'm not going to even say it. I almost said that. Dude, you almost got me to say that. Hey, Slytown. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I think Jaehoon is in good shape, to be honest. But I mean, you know, Hero. What's crazy is they talk about Hero and his super high APM, and it just goes to show that this game is not purely about mechanics. You have to have good decision making paired with it. I mean, White Ra was great proof of that, getting to A- A rank, maybe even A+ in iCup, back with 140 APM against players with 250, 300, and he would destroy him in some cases. It was crazy. So yeah, it's not everything, you know. It's one of those things where your decision making is really the number one decider in games typically, and then mechanics to make sure that you're microing effectively and you're not getting caught off guard and having, you know, units just troll you and get you going around in circles. There's a little bit of luck for sure. I would say luck is on the low end in StarCraft. On occasion you get a build order win. On occasion you get, I don't know. I mean, you could argue that Reavers and Spider Mines are luck based, but there's some skill in that as well in forcing duds. So it's hard to say though. Anyway, there's Hero looking still fairly calm and collective here. He got a Spire on the way, which is again fairly standard. We've seen a lot of Muta play in our ZVP, and again we've only seen one Protoss actually persevere. The word that I was trying to think about for 10 minutes in the first game against a Zerg player. So Jaehoon is probably fighting an uphill battle based on what we've seen, but he's a strong player, so he's definitely got a chance to do it. Anyway, we've got some scouting lings looking for, I don't know what, maybe rogue probes or a I don't know, zealot or two just hanging out. Also scouting out for future bases going down. Hydraless Den is built, so we've got the tech tree ready for Hydras as well. We've seen Hydras, so that's kind of old news, I guess. But we might see Lurkers instead of Muta here. We do have a Reaver out in the field, and Reavers deal with Hydras very well, assuming you can keep it protected. But, will he get it? Will he get it? Yeah, he's going to get that runaway before getting taken out. Corsair gets not a free kill, but a kill. Scourge out on the field. Oh, they are not going to catch that Corsair, though. That Corsair should be able to get all the way home. And we do have Muta on the field. And that was not spotted by the Corsair. He sees Hydras. He expects Hydras. And there's no cannons. He's just making a forge now. And this is a really scary tech. Oh, no! Jaehoon knows! He knows he's in trouble. It's going to be too late for him. He's not going to be able to defend against this. He might get a free Reaver here. Oh, no. Probe's going down, and GG. GG before anything even happens. Wow. Wow. Hero totally throws Jaehoon off with the build of, 3-4 Hydras before switching to Muta. Very well executed there. Jaehoon assumed he was just making Scourge and played a bit greedy, and he got burned for it. So, decision-making this game, failure for Jaehoon. And he's like, what happened? How did I lose this game? I didn't even get to, minute 10. Oh, man. He is salty. And here it's just like, oh. Easy. Easy game. Alright, see you guys in game 4. So. Alright, game number 4 for KSL. Quick announcements way late in the game, but I figure I should mention it here because I'm going to cast the SSL games next. But YouTube, you will not see that. I'm sorry. Reason being, CJE&M has claimed copyright, whatever they call it, just copyright infringement, I guess, on those videos. So I'm not going to bother trying to contact them or anything like that because it's really just not worth the time. And I just won't be uploading those in the future. But I will stream them on Twitch because, as far as I know, there's no repercussions for doing so. So just a heads up. Anyway, we've got Pretty, also known as Free, Protoss going up against, we just saw it, Piano, also known as Organ. Kind of interesting that they have both alt names. He's got a 29% win rate against Protoss, and Free had, I think, a 55%, I was going to say 56, 55% win rate against Terran. So, statistically, you would guess that Free's going to be in good shape here. Uh-oh. It's not buffering, is it? Well, actually, it appears to be. Just slowly. They're going to be playing on Debian, which is a map that we just watched, actually, in Game 3. So, really nothing that we've got to talk about on that. So let's get into the match, because I've wasted enough of your time with my spiel about copyright infringement. It's bad. Don't do it, guys. Don't pirate. Be good citizens of the web. Buy everything. Spend money. Stimulate the economy. Do whatever you want. I really don't care. And here we go. TVP. Oh, that's awesome. They got music notes. I never noticed that. Do they always do that? Or is it just this map? Alright, here we go. Protoss player in red. We've already introduced him. Free! Starting off in the 3 o'clock location. And looking stoned. Did he just pause? No. Okay, so he's just kind of chilling. Going up against Oregon, the piano player himself. The Piano Man! We should call this guy BJ, Billy Joel. BJ. BJ in purple. It's his purple piano. It's an alliteration here. Or he could have an orange organ, which is a little bit more difficult to say. So, so far we've seen some back and forth in Protoss versus Terran. It's been fairly evenly matched from if my memory serves me correctly. We've seen both Protoss win and Terran win in our recent KSL games, or whatever it's been. It's been KSL, SSL, and Live 41 TV stuff. But for the most part, it seemed to be fairly even distribution of wins. That chick's still in the reflection over there. How far are you going to zoom in? I mean, we don't need to see the pores on the skin over here. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is we haven't seen much cheese in any of the games we've casted. The closest we've seen to cheese are a couple of 14cc's, which are not so much cheese as they are just greedy plays that have not been punished. Actually, no, one 14cc was punished so far, I think. You gotta buy a Margaritaville? Okay, then. Barracks going down, gas going down for the Terran player. And Protoss continuing to drive his tech tree as well. I'm sure we'll see Cybernetic score. The real question becomes, does he go for the fast expansion, or does he go for the robo into, or does he go for range? I mean, there's a couple of branches out instantly available for the Protoss player. Scouts coming out for the Terran. He's going to instantaneously scout for free. And he's going to see everything that Free is doing. But it's interesting how in the early games, even though you can get a scout in, you only get so much information. The only thing you really know is that there's no cheese coming out. Did I just have a notification here that didn't go off? No, I don't know what that was. I guess it was Steam. Sorry about that. So he's going to see Free with his pants down, which is why we call him Pretty instead of Free sometimes. And Free is going to scout as well, also in the correct direction, it looks like. So both players going to get an early eyeful of what the other player is doing. Again, we have a woman that we have to focus on here because, again, it's an equal opportunity sports game here, esports game. Probe gets deterred at the front door, so he's actually not going to see what's going inside the base of Oregon. And that could probably be assumed, though. It's either going to be factory or he's going to go barracks into CC or something like that. So it could be a couple of different things, but he'll just be able to scout better shortly with a Dragoon, most likely. So I would expect to see a Dragoon play. And wow! Aggressive proxy with that pylon in the top left over there. So Free is taking a bit of a risk here, but I have a feeling it's not going to get scouted. So we're guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed anyway, to see a river drop. But wow, there's an SCV here. And he may scout this. Oh no! He's going to see it! Oh no, the Goon is going to give it away completely. Is he going to cancel the Robo facility in time? I don't think he is. He's going to see it! Oh no, his cover has been blown. Let's see the face. Show us the face of Free. I need to know. Oh, that's disheartening. So yeah. Yeah, he's like, Jig is up, cancels it, and it looks like that contingency of Marines are going to move out. The 6-pack of Marines will take that out. Well, it's just a pylon at this point. And we have a tank as well. So Free is actually in a little bit of a rough spot here. He's got to make a decision of what to transition into now that he's lost a robo facility tech tree. And with that, is he going to rebuild it at home, or is he going to beef up his gateways? And that tank is going to get focused down, but at the expense of a couple of Dragoons at least. But a very worthwhile trade. He needed to take that out. That was very high pressure, and this will this will clean up the rest of the Terran forces at this point, and he'll be able to keep that Dragoon alive, it looks like, as well as beautiful micro there, just around the clock going on here. That'll delay Oregon from doing any more damage for a while. We do have a Vulture out and a starport being built. Spider-Mine tech is complete. That Dragoon probably saw that going down, I would assume. So he should probably wait until he gets an observer or something to move out. He does have an observatory, so he did rebuild the Robo Bay. And, he's going to try to micro it. Oh, it's so dangerous! Why would you do that, man? Just wait a second. But I guess he really wanted to block that ramp off, which is probably the right thing to do. Vulture run by would have high probability of putting him very far behind, if not just ending the game right there due to just economy loss. So it was the right play, but just a hard one to make when the risk is high in losing or taking heavy damage from a single spider mine if you don't micro that exactly correctly. But it does, so it's no harm, no foul. And he starts moving back out. We do have a starport out, and it looked like I think it was a dropship. I didn't really look, but I would assume it's a dropship. He does have the attachment, so we should see most likely a Vulture drop in the main base, trying to take out some probes. Bunker going down to defend against any push from the goons. He does have 5 out of the field. And there's the run by trying to go down. He does get another spider mine down, but with the observer there, it's really not going to be too threatening. And he does get a Vulture as well. Looks like this observer is going to be able to spot everything that's going on there. And the Dragoons run up, take out the spider mine, and they're going to run by. Banana Breads, thanks for joining the pub. Oh no, the tank goes down. And now we've got 3 Dragoons in the base of the Terran player. And SCVs are off the line. He is going to be able to clean this up. He gets a nicer round of the Dragoon over there. Another spider mine going down in the main base. Vulture's going to go down, though. It looks like, no, yeah, it does from the spider mine. It gets cleaned up, but there were some losses there. And again, pressure put on by the Protoss player onto the Terran player. So really nicely done by Free to keep Oregon honest here and not continue to drive up his tech too much that he's going to run away with the game potentially. With drop harassment or anything else. Still, we don't see any expansions coming in for the Terran player. Protoss is going to be ahead in expansion at this point, which is fantastic. And Free has map control as well. He had map control for a while. That observer, again, going to help out with clearing out mines being dropped at the front base, so not any significant scouting information being had. Observer must have spotted this drop on the way out of the base here. And it is going to get spotted instantly. Vulture's being dropped. It looks like he's going to try to focus the dropship. He doesn't get it out. Vulture's trying to drop mines. And does he get any kill? He gets 2 probes with that attack. So I'm not sure if that was 3 or 4 Vultures he dropped, actually. Value-wise, I would say that it ended up paying off more for the Protoss. But I mean, losing a couple of probes is nice, but with the expansion here, it's not going to be a big deal. It looks like the dropship's coming back for repair. Nothing else being built from the starport, and Free feels pretty ahead right now. More Vultures out on the field, hoping for another run by, I would assume. Again, that observer position is imbalanced in the on the ramp, actually, of Oregon over here. So every move that he's making being spotted, he knows exactly what's out on the field. And so he can defend against pretty much anything coming at him, or at least be prepared to defend against anything coming at him. So, hey, Banana Breads. Sorry for the not-so-great intro or welcome to the pub, but you came during the action, man. I couldn't help it. It was a little rough. But glad to have you here. Cheers. Dropship coming in a second time. This time there'll be a... what is that in the bottom? I'm trying to spot it. I don't know if he's going to see it. It looks like he might have just stayed outside the range of that unit. It was a probe. Tanks are out this time for the dropship, going to be set up on the ramp over there. Very beautiful. That's a really nice spot, actually. We haven't seen that yet. But all he's getting is a pylon. And wow! Free is like, don't give a F. Just going to go after you, put pressure on the front base, keep you from expanding. And as long as he doesn't take... economic damage from this, it's not a big deal. But the tank does move up, and he is going to start getting damaged here from that. Dragoon's trying to push in, trying to absorb spider mines. Oh, no! Shuttle! Oh, goodness gracious. He drops the... he drops zealots right on top of the tanks, almost losing the zealots, or actually the shuttle, before anything can be done. Dragoons have cleaned up the bottom. They push in the top, and now... another tank might be taken out. All the tanks are down at this point. Dragoons are in the base, and they don't even have to fight the bunker. They can just go in and start microing against the SCVs. We have 2 command centers pumping out the SCVs to try to deal with this. A vulture is out as well, but the damage is going to be huge here against the Terran player with all those Dragoons inside the base. He's not even microing them at this point. A lot of observers out on the field. Wow, just dancing around. They are going down slowly, but he just doesn't care. He's got a lot of kills on them, taking out SCVs, and this is going to continue to put the Terran player behind. Still trying to clean up with the forces in his base, and that's just embarrassing. More Dragoons on the way, trying to take out the tank. So close! Down to 3 hit points. That SCV was clutch. I think he would have taken him out if he didn't get that SCV repairing in time. Looks like Free has moved up to 3 bases here, as well as 6 gates to continue to keep the pressure on. Dragoons continuing to move up. There is no wall blocking this. He's going to take a couple of Dragoon losses, but he's taking out more tanks, and that is a very high-value trade for him. It looks like that tank's going to go down. He's going to back up for a little bit. Takes out all the spider mines up front, too, which is very nice at the cost of a single Dragoon. A Vulture manages to sneak his way inside the main base of the Protoss. Protoss does not care. Micros the probes, I should say the Vulture mines beautifully. Cannon getting dropped down to protect against us in the future. Looks like he might have lost 3 or 4 probes from this, but it's really not going to be consequential at the moment, so no big deal for him. Command Center still can't move out as we've got forces out on the field, and the Terran player is struggling to push out here. And Protoss continues just developing an economic advantage here. He's on 3 mining bases. Terran still hasn't gotten that second base up and running. He's about to now, finally landing, but Free sees it with that observer that's been sitting there all day. Another dropship coming in, but that cannon was not canceled. It is completed, and he's going to be able to deal with these vultures fairly easily with the Dragoons and the cannon. And it looks like, something was lagging for a second. I'm not sure if it was the stream. No, it looks like the game itself was lagging. That's kind of interesting. No drop frames on my end either, so it's not us, guys. We do have some spider mines out to try to harass here, but these vultures not accomplishing anything. They go down, nothing taking out whatsoever. More losses being incurred for the Terran player. And Piano maybe play his final notes. I don't know. We'll have to see. 3 tanks out on the field, 4 tanks it looks like. Not enough to defend against what Free can produce at this point. A 4th base going up for Free is going to seal the deal here, as he has been 2 bases up on the Terran player for the majority of this game. And he's got cannons at every base here to avoid the only thing that can really take him out, which are vulture drops, clearing out an entire mining area if he's not careful. Zealots dropping directly on the tanks here. He may get one before going out, but more importantly, it's going to distract the shots from the tanks as he pushes in the front door with Dragoons that are getting stuck on buildings over here. They can't make it through. No! Oh, but Zealots are pushing in continually on those tanks, and it looks like they take it out just in time. 2 more tanks up on the top end of the field over here. And at this point, I would imagine Free's just going to be content taking out the buildings over here, opening the front door, and he's going to be able to get right on top of that tank and spread the love here with the tank shots and splash from the other tank. But no, actually he doesn't. The tank doesn't go after it all. Does take out the tank on the ramp. He's got 2 observers on the ramp at this point, just doubling their vision effectiveness, obviously. Another drop coming in with that dropship, which I would assume has Zealots, or he's just absorbing attacks. No, it's Dragoons, just trying to get very close on the tank over here and definitely make sure he takes him out. And this is going to spell the defeat of Piano at this point as he continues to try to defend with very limited forces in his base. Spider Mine's being very effective, actually, but takes out his own Vulture with it. The tank should clean up that last goon inside the base, but it's, again, too little too late. It looks like there was a drop that took out the cannon, but not a big deal for Free, apparently, being on 4 bases anyway. Observers all over the map, a network of vision here, being able to see anything heading his way. And 2 Dragoons remain inside the base. They're going to go down to these tanks most likely, but they continue to put heavy damage on those tanks as well. A few more Dragoons straggle on in and take out another tank, and they're just slowly sending 2 at a time. It's like the poor man's version of Zerg here, where he just sends in 2 goons at a time, and this is typically never recommended, but the pressure is enough to really drive the Terran player to exhaustion, as he can't really even mine from this base over here. He once again tries to send some SCVs to mine, but the Dragoons are now in strong position to continue to defend against that. He's going up to what looks to be 9 or 10 gateways at this point. He's got a Templar Archives as well. It's about time he goes DTs, and we haven't even seen a turret or an academy to get scanned, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. And that'll end the game if he can break the door here. Losing this command center would certainly also spell the end of the game. And Zealot's pushing in at this point, which will clear out the SCV front line, or he can just drop them straight on the tank, which is the other option, and that's exactly what he decides to do. And that's gonna be GG. Well done by Free here. Took out the Terran player with style. Just really keeping fun pressure on him the entire game. Piano, for whatever reason, not wanting to give up. I'm surprised he didn't GG about 20 seconds ago. I'm not going to try to do the 5-4, 3-2-1 GG thing again, but this is it. He's got no more units, and it just refuses to give in for some reason. Maybe, oh, that's it. There we go. GG. Overdue GG for that matter, but that'll do it. And Free goes up, I believe, 3-0 in his group. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, he ends his group 3-0, and Piano finishes at 1-2, and that's going to be it. So, is that it for today? Was that all the games? That was. Wow, all right, so day 6 ends. Next up, we've got the round of 8, and for you guys watching on stream, we're going to get into some SSL games, which I heard were fan-effing-tastic. But first, a word from our sponsors. GG.